So every day, all day. This is how we roll. This is 97.9, the BOX.
It's 97.9 The Box, your boy JQ the Pimparelli, man, and I'm honored to be here with a super producer, man. He's produced some of your favorite joints, and we're gonna talk about one of the ones from one of our H-Town's own. But let's get to the schematics. Now, everybody know one thing about me, man, is that I have my own vocabulary. Sometimes I also butcher up words. I change them. Sometimes I mess up names. So I didn't want to look nothing else because I said I'm gonna see if I'm gonna say it right on the first time.
Okay.
All right, here we go, y'all. Watch this. We have with us, is it Roger Shahid?
Roger Shahid, you got it. That was
man.
That was it, bro. You got it. You got
it. Man, first try. Hey, y'all, it's hope for your boy Pimparelli JQ, man. Roger, man, I appreciate you checking in with us today, man. Well, first of all, let's get into some of your background, brother. You started off doing work with Dr. Dre. Let's talk about that.
Yes, well, first and foremost, I studied classical piano. I graduated from the conservatory in like 2010. And then I came back to LA and, through networking and working with a bunch of dope people and artists, I got linked up with Dr. Dre. And around 2014, I started working over at Aftermath for about a year, I'd say. And it was a very unique, incredible, rare experience that I'm happy I had. Definitely shaped the producer and musician that I am today. But Dre is a genius and an incredible mentor and boss. And I basically got my start really understanding studio etiquette, really understanding what a song needs to be finished, what makes a great beat, what makes music great. So that was sort of my beginning into taking my production career serious into the next level.
How long did it take you doing your studies and everything of how to do a song? How long did it take you to have it completely mastered? You're like, I got this. I'm ready.
I mean, I'm still learning how to master it today, man.
You
never stop learning. I mean, every artist you work with, every session, every studio session, it's a new energy, a new experience. But I think I'd probably say, a few years after Aftermath, after working over there, I started to really understand. I'd say like 2016, 2017, when a lot of bigger songs started coming out, I was starting to think, oh, like whatever I'm doing is working. Something I'm doing is working. So I'm really starting to understand structure and what a song needs and what a song doesn't need. I come from a background of playing piano for, and keyboards for 25, 26 years of my life. So it's like, I'm learning to use my ear more than to actually just be playing all the time.
No doubt, man. And I love the sound because you have such a versatile sound. You can work with pretty much anyone. And, how did it feel to get your Grammy nomination?
That it's like, it's the feeling, it's what everyone wishes for, sort of, as a producer, as a songwriter, or as an artist, that's the ultimate, the most high recognition you can get. And it was both an incredible experience to be there, but also it was motivation to keep going and to try and keep coming back, and eventually one day, win producer of the year if I can. I would like that.
Hey, it's on the way, brother. Let's go around down some of the catalog for some of our viewers out there
Sure.
Man, that are absolutely not sure. He's produced some of your favorite songs. You have a lot that are my favorites, but let me go down to some of my favorites. First of all, Broccoli with Drum and Lil Yachty. Man, how'd you come up with that, man? 'Cause that beat was so sick right there.
That was definitely one of the most memorable days just of my life, really. We were actually about to end the session with Drum, and he basically called Lil Yachty last minute, like sort of late at night, and said, "Hey, Yachty's pulling up. Let's turn everything back on and try and come up with something." So I turned my keyboard back on and I kept hitting the keys, like telling the engineer to turn my sound on. I didn't even know what was happening. I was kind of just tired, aimlessly hitting the keys. And then once the sound went on, it was that piano. That you hear in the song. And basically we took a loop of that. Once we had the drums and the flute and everything on there, it took about 5-10 minutes to make that beat. Ooh. And then Yachty pulled up, laid his verse down in like 20 minutes, Drum put the hook, and it was just a wrap from there. And I kind of thought to myself, what is going on here? Like, I never heard anything like this, and I never heard anyone talking about broccoli in a song like that. So I was
definitely different, right?
Yeah. And then, once put it out on SoundCloud, and overnight it kind of just blew up, and that was kind of also the start of things for me as a producer, really. Like, so
man,
yeah.
So another one of my favorites, man. The beat was so exotic, man. Miguel Travis Scott Skywalking. Woo, man! I was like, when I first heard that, before I even started looking at the producer credits, and I was like, my God, it's like, man, who did this beat, man? It got kind of a trance and everything, man. It's like, is that like your formula, like to put people in trance with your music?
Man, I really, that beat really came together because of my boy Happy Perez, who's actually from Houston, I believe, or lives in Houston. So he, we were working together, and I also know Miguel personally, and we've worked together plenty. But that beat really was just different because I actually played something a lot slower when I was working with Happy when we were making the beat, and he kind of sped up those little sprinkles that you hear, and that kind of makes the song like kind of this like hallucination kind of it's kind of a trippy vibe, but it's like, it's definitely stuck around, and people, every time I hear it at parties, or when we were partying, you know what I mean? It felt like a classic. So I'm grateful to be a part of that as well.
Man, and we can't forget about, from our Houston's own Travis Scott, man, Sicko Mode. At the beginning, this man created it, and I remember the first time I heard that record when the album came out, and I was like, my mouth was wide open, man, because it was just like, I felt like I was in a seance album. I was just drawn in. I just kept playing that part back, and I'm like, and I went online not too long ago, and I saw a video on YouTube where you're describing the whole making behind it. Man, let's tell us about that process coming up with that beat for Sicko Mode.
Well, basically, first off, shout out to Hit Boy, who helped bring the beat to Travis, and we made the beat together. But I was just cooking up with Hit, like in the studio. No artist was in there really. We were just kind of just having a beat making session. So I was making some ideas in the other room, and I just stumbled across that organ sound like accidentally. I was kind of just like searching through some sounds that I had on my computer, and I had this new plugin that I couldn't, I haven't really used yet. So I was just sifting through sounds, and once I hit that organ, I just kind of played this chord, and the first chord was what you heard. So I kind of went along with it, recorded it, thought this is kind of weird, but I guess this could be hard because when I work with Hit Boy, he kind of lets the musical freedom kind of reign. So I gave him that organ, and he kind of just was like, give me that right away, and jumped in the other room, put those drums on it, and then we were just kind of looking at each other like, this, I don't even know what this is. And that's usually the more special ones. When you look at the person you made it with, you're like, what did we just do? Like, this is crazy. So he actually sent the beat, or gave the beat to Travis, and he had put, I believe that he had put a whole song over it with Drake. And then I think, you know, a year or two after we made the beat, we found out it was Sicko Mode. And the first time I heard it was when Astroworld came out. So
Yeah.
that was a crazy experience, because I hadn't heard what it sounded like. And the first thing I hear is my organ. And then I hear Drake just pop in and say Astro. And I was like, oh, this is gonna
the right name for it too. Sicko Mode, right there, man. So what's next up for you, man? What projects you working up coming up?
There's a lot of projects I'm working on. I wish I could talk about, but you know, I want to be respectful to the artist. But you know, you'll see in time soon. But I do actually have well, I was a part of some albums that recently came out, like Detroit 2. Big Sean.
Yep.
I worked on 2 songs on the Nas album,
Yes.
King's Disease, and I actually have a song coming out tonight with this band I've been executive producing called Drax Project. They're from New Zealand.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yeah, and it's got a special feature on there too. So that's dropping tonight. The song's called Firefly. But aside from that, there's just a lot of dope people that I've been working with, just a different variety of artists. And I also started my own publishing company with my manager. So I'm working on that as well. It's called True Sauce Publishing. And we're just, man, I'm just trying to stay busy. I'm building a studio right now in my house. So I'm just trying to step up to the next level and really, you know, build my new headquarters and work on the projects. But there's a lot coming out that you'll eventually see and hear.
You got your hands full, man. Let me ask you this, man. Last question. All the work that you did, give me your favorite song that you produced, and then the runner-up. I know it's hard. Ooh. You got so much interpretation.
You know, I'd have to say my favorite one I produced. It's probably gonna be, honestly, probably Laugh Now, Cry Later. That was like the way that beat came together, and shout out to my boy G-Rye, who I did the beat with. Like that, the way that came together, and just like those chords and the sounds, like I'm proud of those chords and sounds, and I'm really like, okay, I can really like stand behind this one. I'd say runner up. Oh man, I'd have to say, honestly, I'd have to say Broccoli, because just the naturalness of how it happened, and you know, it's a very unique sound that you just don't hear every day.
Yeah.
So I think, but honestly, I don't want to sound weird, but I love all of them, really. Like
yeah. When you do magic like that, you gotta love all of it, man.
It's always a blessing, and I'm grateful to be doing this and working with just the caliber of artists and all the dope writers and producers out there that have become like, you know, friends and family to me. So I just want to keep doing this and keep, you know, making timeless records and putting real music out. That's
what's up, man. Shout out your social media, where people can follow you at, man.
Yes. Well, my Instagram, my Twitter handle, it's at Roget Shahayed. So ROGET CHAHAYED. Sorry, it's long, but you can find me there. I got a lot of updates on what I've been working on, and you know, I have some clips of me playing some original stuff, and you know, you can just check out what I've been working on lately. So I appreciate it very much.
Man, Roget Shahayed in the building, man. I appreciate you taking time to check in with us tonight. 7 Down the Box in Houston. Your boy JQ. I'm a big fan, man. Look forward. Definitely gonna be listening out tonight for the new project and everything that you coming, man. You got a bright future, man. Keep banging them hits out, making them melodic songs. Keep putting us in the trance so we can dance, Pepe.
JQ, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right, brother. One love. Be safe, man.
Thank you, man. Likewise. Talk soon.